existential crisis in my 30s. I needed a new adventure. I was kind of getting stuck in a rut. I was feeling stressed out, working in the design industry, which I'd always been working in, and was getting burned out of being under the fluorescent lighting and a lot of the other things that wasn't doing it for me. And so I started looking. I'm like, big adventures. Africa, now that would be a big adventure. And there's some really cool tour groups that specialize in camping tours, that you don't stay in hotels and you get to see way more of the country and way more of the animals and nature. And I found one that started in the very tip of South Africa and went north all the way into Namibia and up to Angola, and then it crossed over into Botswana, and then we went into Zimbabwe and Zambia right there together, and then it looped you back around to end up in Johannesburg, which is more in the center of South Africa. So it was a 4-country tour, and it was a month long, and everything was done in an overland vehicle. So once we left Cape Town from the tip, from doing a few things down there, we were in our overland vehicle. If you can picture it, they were kind of like a recycle truck size. So the cab's in the front and the driver's there, and then the back is open. And there were airplane seats to seat about 12, maybe 16 people inside. And there were lockers in the back for all your gear. And you set up off the ground, and underneath were these big drawers where all our other gear, like all our tents and cooking equipment and everything, just slid up under it, and off on the road we could go. And so we traveled. We went all through. We did whitewater canoeing. We got into Namibia, and I thought, well, the desert will be cool. But I'm like, what in the world are we going to do in the desert for like more than a week? Because we were driving the whole country, the whole width of it to the very top of the country. And I think it was one of my favorite parts of the whole trip. Yes, animals aside, were amazing to see all of the, zebra and elephants and all that stuff. But Africa is the southern hemisphere, so fully different set of stars in the sky. And one of our things that we got to do is somebody that was from the area came out, he had a focused flashlight that he came out and gave us an astronomy lesson at night, showed us the different constellations and some of their stories from tribal information, like the stories they told for the same constellation, same kind of thing. Super cool. Not, hardly any animals. You might see a desert fox or a rabbit or something go by, but everything's tan and all blends in. But you're days drive from anything, so there's no light pollution. And I swear there was not this much space between each star. It was just billions you could see, and it looked like you could just reach up and grab them. They were right there in their face, and it was a desert, so you didn't need a tent. There was no rain, there was no reason. So we would just set up our little chairs and made kind of cots out of them, and we just slept out. Wake up, if you rolled over in the night, you could look up and see that. It was amazing. I didn't get sick of it. And then we got to the place where all the big dunes were, and some of them, it all depends on what's mixed in with the sand. Was one that was a bunch of rust colors, so it's like all these bright red dunes. We got to hike on the the desert was surprisingly serene. And I'm not a spiritual person, but that was kind of what that was like. It was a real connection to the earth, because there was nothing. We were days and days and days from anything, and so we got to be in there in the moment, just in it.